get them lined up, looking at their hooves, looking at their coat, making sure they don't have any cuts or if their nose is snotty. So let's turn this around, you can see them. There's all 7 of them. And as you can tell, this guy here, he's starting to get woolly, so he's getting ready for that's Abraham. They're getting ready for winter time, so they're getting thicker coats. Gotta look at your hooves. It's really important to look at your cows at least every 3 or 4 days to make sure that they're healthy, because look at their feet. You don't want their toes, their hooves crossing over. That would cause them to become lame. You want to look at their noses. That looks good. Their coats are shiny. They're starting to get their winter coats, and you can see him especially. He's starting to get thicker hide. And the light brown ones are the mamas of all these black steers. And one of them is going to be going to the processing plant here pretty soon. But we just got to look at them, make sure everything looks good. And it does. I started pulling sweet potatoes out of the garden beds yesterday. I planted them in May. So we're right at the end of August. Tomorrow is September, so you're looking at 4 months. I like them this size. But we do have some that's that size, and that's fine. They'll just stay longer, and then I'll probably give these the large ones to the pigs. But they're looking pretty good. I started all these from 2 sweet potatoes in my windowsill in January. So I've had over 100 slips from just 2 potatoes, and I'm now starting to see the harvest. Well, hi everyone, and welcome back. My name is Doris, and you're watching My Savage Homestead. Well, my garden is done for the summer. I just started seeds on my front porch today for my fall plants. And they're not going to go in the ground until the end of October anyway. That's when South Central Texas, that's when we get a little cooler. We get around the low 80s to high 70s. But I am going to make 2 soups today. I need to stock my freezer for the winter, and this one is going to be a Mexican street corn white chicken chili, and the other one is a tortellini with garlic beef tips. Both are really, really good, very hearty soups. So I am going to show you from start to finish how to make these soups. They're very simple, they don't take a lot of time, and they're very delicious. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, we're going to do the chicken chili. Okay, so right off the bat, we're going to need 1 yellow onion and 1 large jalapeno pepper. And these have to be diced up first, because these are the first thing that goes in the pot to be cooked. So we're going to dice up your jalapenos and your onions. Now someone had asked me, emailed me and said, why do I always use this tiny little board, cutting board? And the answer is, I don't know. I'm kind of partial to it. It's made of teak wood. We're going to seed our jalapenos. And for whatever reason, that's the first thing that I pull off the shelf. I've got 3 other ones that are much larger than this one, but I seem to gravitate towards this. So I'm going to dice these up into little squares. Okay. This needed to be done first before we can even start our soups. So we diced up one jalapeno and one yellow onion. Okay, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of oil. You're going to put it on medium-low. And you're going to add your jalapenos and your onions to the oil. And you're going to cook that for 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, now that we've cooked the onions and you can start turning translucent, we're going to add in 4 tablespoons of minced garlic. We're going to do a half a tablespoon of dried oregano. We're going to do half a teaspoon of chili powder. And stir that up. Okay, now we're going to do 4 cups of chicken stock. And you're going to do 1.5 pounds of chicken breast. And you're going to stick that in there. Let me get that unstuck. There we go. Now we're going to bring this to a boil. And once you bring it to a boil, you're going to reduce it to simmer and you're going to cook it for 15 minutes. Okay, your 15 minutes are up. So you're going to remove the chicken. Okay. So we're going to put the chicken to the side and we're going to need to dice it up or shred it up, whichever you prefer. Okay, now that we removed the chicken, we're going to add 2 cups of white corn. Cup of fresh cilantro. A 1/2 cup of Monterey Jack cheese. I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of lime juice. I'm going to stir that up. I'm going to melt that cheese in there. And we're going to go cut up the chicken. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull the chicken apart. And once it's shredded, we're just going to put it back in the pot to cook with the rest of the stuff. We're going to add our shredded chicken back to the pot. going to do 1.5 cups of sour cream. I'm one of these people that hates to waste stuff inside of a cup. So I try to get out as much as I can. Okay. So we're going to stir that up. And then I'm going to stick in a teaspoon of salt. We're going to let that cook for a couple of minutes to get the cheese and the sour cream to blend. Okay, I just made a cornstarch slurry. And all it is it's 3 tablespoons cornstarch, and then you just fill up half a cup with water. Shake it around and it will make a slurry. And what that does is it just thickens up your broth. So we're going to cook that for about 10 minutes on simmer. That way we can get it to thicken up. Okay, the soup is done. So we're going to turn it off. And as you can see, it's thickened up. And look how beautiful that is. White chicken chili. Okay, we're going to take this off the stove and let it cool before we package it up. Okay, we just finished our first one. We're letting that cool so we can get it packaged up. And the next one we're going to make is a tortellini with garlic beef tips. And I'm going to show you start to finish the same way how to get this done. It's really simple and it's only about 25 minutes of your time. So let's go ahead and get started on this. First things first, you need to buy a 19-ounce bag of cheese tortellinis pre-made, and you need to cook it to the directions that are on the back of the package. So I have mine already pre-cooked and ready to go, so we're just going to go on to the next step. So let's get started. Okay, so we pre-cooked our tortellini per the instructions on the back. So we put that off to the side. And now we have a pound of beef tips. You can get it finely chopped at your butcher. That's what I did with mine. So we're going to season these with 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, one teaspoon of Italian seasoning blend, and I think I have a video that I showed you how to make your own Italian seasoning blend. And then we're going to salt it, and we're going to pepper it. We're just going to hand massage that. of fat there, and that's not going to be good for the soup. Okay, so we have it all blended together. So now we're going to go over to the Dutch oven and we're going to start cooking the meat. Okay, I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of oil. We're going to turn this up to medium-low. Okay, we're going to put in our beef tips. We're just going to lightly cook it on both sides. You want to sear it, you don't want to cook it all the way through. Okay. Now that we got that cooked, we're going to remove the beef tips. Going to add in 3 tablespoons of butter. And put it on low. You're going to add 4 teaspoons of minced garlic. You could do more if you want to, if you like garlic. I like garlic, but I found that this was enough for me. So you're going to cook this for 1 to 2 minutes. Got the garlic going in the butter, so you need a 1/2 cup of sun-dried tomatoes. Now this is optional, you don't have to have it. If you don't have sun-dried tomatoes, that's fine. We're going to add this into the garlic and butter. Okay, so we're going to add the sun-dried tomatoes. We're going to cook this for 1 more minute. Okay, so now you need a 1/2 cup of chicken stock. You're going to need 3/4 cup of heavy cream, or 1/2 and 1/2. Then you're going to let this simmer for 3 minutes. Okay, now you're going to stir in the remaining chicken stock, which makes it a total of 2 cups, and the rest of your cream, which makes it 2 cups. So you have 2 and 2 in there. So you're going to prepare 1 cup of Parmesan cheese. Going to set that off to the side. And you're going to cut up a cup of fresh spinach. Okay, now that we let that cook for a couple of minutes, we are going to add our 1 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. sure that it blends in there, doesn't clump. Now you're going to add your spinach. Going to add your tortellini, pre-cooked tortellini. And your cooked beef tips. You're going to let this cook for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to do a little slurry to thicken up the sauce. So let's go ahead and get that to a boil. Okay, we just made another cornstarch slurry, and all that is 3 tablespoons of cornstarch and a half a cup of water, and you just put it in a container and you shake it until it forms a slurry. You just pour it in. And then you cook that for a good 5 minutes. It will thicken up the soup. And plus too, it will burn off that cornstarch taste. So that's why you give it a 5 minutes after you put it in the pot. This is where I'm going to taste it. I don't think I put any salt in here. I did on the beef tips, but nothing else. I'm going to taste this real quick, see if I need to add salt. And I do. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of salt. Now that's optional for you when you're getting ready to jar this. Just do a quick taste. Remember, you can always add salt, but you can never take it away. So this is now done. We're going to go ahead and put it on the counter and let it cool, and then we're going to package it up. Okay, we got some of this cooled down. So I'm going to put mine in a 2-cup Tupperware container that I can put in the freezer. Now, 2 cups is a pint jar, right? So if you want to can this, put on your shelves, then you're going to do it 10 pounds of pressure for 35 minutes because it's got meat. But the meat's already been cooked. Now, usually if the meat isn't cooked, it's like 90 minutes or whatever. But I prefer not to can soups that have sour cream or cream cheese or milk in it. It just, to me, the taste of the cream is off, and it kind of spoils the soup for me. So I like to just, after I cook it, I put it in a container and put it in the freezer. But that's up to you. That's whatever you want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting these in containers. And I always do a scoop of solids first so that I could have equal amount across the board in each container. I mean, how many times have you opened up a can of soup and all it is water? You paid, what, soup is now what, $2.50 to $5 a can? And if you just got liquid, I think I'd feel ripped off. But I haven't bought a can of soup at the store in, I don't remember when. Okay, so now I get to go back. Looks like I was going to do 6, but I might be able to get 7 out of this. If not, I can always dump it back into the container and go back to 6. But I think I could do 7 here. I have 7 meals in this thing. looks like I'm gonna have 7. So I'm gonna get 7 meals out of this one, which is my white chicken chili. Yeah, 7 works perfect. So I have 7 containers of that, the white chicken chili. And then I'm just going to put the lids on it, let it cool on the counter the rest of the way, and I'm going to put it in the freezer. So let's go ahead and do the tortellini soup. Okay, now we're going to do our tortellini and garlic beef tips. I mean, look at that. That looks awesome, doesn't it? Got the sink. And same thing, we're going to do solids first. This one is creamy. That Parmesan cheese and stuff made it really, really creamy. Okay, so there's 6. I don't know if I should do another or just see what happens here. I think I'm just going to see what happens here, because I still got some tortellini inside here. Yeah, just like it's going to be 6 for this one. And there we have it. So during both of those soups, I ended up with 13 servings. 6 of the tortellini and garlic beef tips, and then 7 of the white chicken chili. So let's go ahead and get these on here, and then we're just going to go ahead and let those cool before we put them in the freezer. But again, if you want to put these in jars and put them on your shelves, 10 pounds of pressure for 35 minutes. And there you have it, guys. You have your tortellini with your garlic beef tips, and then you have your white chicken chili. So 13 meals for the wintertime lunch. I mean, the tortellini is so thick with a lot of goodness in it that that could actually go for a meal if you wanted with salad and some bread. But wasn't that hard, was it? Yeah. I'm going to be eating good this winter time. I got a couple more soups to go, but these are number 3 and number 4. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe and help me grow my channel. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.